Today we're gonna, all right, so today we're gonna be exploring simplifying rational expressions. That's a real fancy math word for algebraic fractions. And here's what we do. Like the first one is just simplifying 6 over 18. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, this reduces down to being 1/3. And here's how I'm gonna talk about it from this day forward. 6 goes into itself once, and it goes into 18 3 times, and hence the answer is just 1/3. So some people had problems reducing it down in their head, and that's completely understandable because fractions are confusing. You can reduce fractions in your calculator by hitting the following buttons. Just type in whatever problem that they gave you, 6 divided by 18, and then hit enter, and it gives you like a random, actually, this is what's called a repeating decimal. Not this one, not this one. We could just do this. And then what are we going to hit? Yeah, then you hit the math button. What else? Convert to a fraction, hit enter, and then enter one more time, and it'll convert that to, it'll simplify the fractions for you. Okay, so here's our next problem. It's x to the 4th over x squared. And so I'm going to show you some different ways for attacking the same problem. Here's what you do. One strategy you could do for this kind of problem is just to write it out. And I always say something, when in doubt, write it out, in case I ever get confused. When in doubt, write it out. So that's x times x times x times x, because there's 4 of them, all over x times x. And then basically what you do is, all you do is just cancel out the ones that are in common, and write whatever you have left over in your answer.
So you only got 2 over 1?
That's x squared over 1. All right, so here's the other way that you could attack the same problem. Some people will understand it, others won't. Don't worry about it. Whenever you divide two variables, like x to the 4th divided by x squared, all you have to do is subtract these powers up over here. So that's x to the 4th minus 2, and that's x squared. Recording. All right. Problem number 3 is basically like problem number 1 and problem number 2 combined together. So let's do it. 6 goes into itself 1 time and goes into 18 3 times. And x squared completely cancels with itself, and you're only left with 2 more left. So the answer is just 1x squared over 3. Okay, so some people had trouble understanding what it is that we just did. So we're going to go the long way. The top, 6, that's just 6 times 4 x's in a row. The bottom is 18 times 2 x's. And then from here, all we're going to do is just reduce, right? Look, these 2 x's right here reduce. These 2 x's right here reduce. And then 6 goes into itself 1 time and 18 3 times. For a final answer of just 1x squared, and you could have just written x squared, that would have been fine, over 3. All right, so we're on problem number 4 now. Problem number 4, we've got 15 divided by 25. 15 divided by 25. What goes into both 15 and 25? 5 goes into 15 3 times.
3.
And 25 5 times.
Yeah, 5.
For a total of 3 over 5. Next question. Here we go. So we got x squared over x to the 4th. People seem to really like writing it out and understanding that, so that's what we're going to do. X times x over x times x times x times x. Hold on. Right? Let's cross out the ones that have in common. I'm gonna circle them so that it's easier to notice. These 2 cross out. Now there's nothing left on the top, so we put a 1. And on the bottom we have 2 x's, so the answer is just 1 over x squared. So just like before in our lesson now, this question is a combination of the last 2 that we've done. Let's write it out. That's 15 times x over 25 times x times x times x times x, because there's 4 of them. And now we reduce it, right? These 2 x's cancel away. These 2 x's cancel away. 5 goes into 15 how many times? 3, and 5 goes into 25 5 times. So our final answer is just 3 over 5x squared. Okay. All right, so now we're not going to separate these problems out into 3 separate problems and combine them. We're just going to kick it off. These are medium to hard level problems. All right, so same strategy that we're going to use in the other ones. What do? When in doubt, what do? Nope. When in doubt, write it out. We got 32, and we got 3 x's on top. We got 48, and we got 2 x's on the bottom. We got 48, we got 2 x's on the bottom. Okay, so the easy thing to do, right, is to cross out the x's. See? Those cross away and these cross away. Now we got to figure out stuff that goes into 32 and 48. Any suggestions? 8 will go into. Is there anything larger that goes into it? I don't know about 12. I don't know about 12. Yeah, 16 is something that goes into it. 16, in fact, goes into 32 2 times and 48 3 times. So we got 2x over 3 is the final answer. Now, if you were confused about that last part, and the part that I'm talking about is this 32 over 48 business, you don't have to do that in your head. You could always use your calculator, right? You could always just turn it on, type in 32 divided by 48, hit enter, hit math, hit fraction, enter, hit enter one more time, and it'll give you back 2/3.